Yo, what is good? Quick crypto family, coin factory family, welcome back once more to another crypto live stream. And I am sure you have witnessed the bloodbath going on right now. The markets have finally snapped and reacted to yesterday's FOMC meeting. We're going to talk about it in this stream, ultimately why the markets are correcting, because we've had a lot of very bullish announcements, truth be told. But just one announcement alone is enough to crash the markets, which is what we're seeing right now. Going to get into that, other important fundamental news to get into as well. And then we got some big updates regarding Ecb'S. I made a video on that just recently, but also, and of course I know you care more about it, about kaspa as well. Where I actually was doing some of my premium insight research earlier with my VIP community, and I found a document from the European Central Bank, which I posted about. And even the KR responded to it. It is quite a big deal and could make a lot of it could be very beneficial for kaspa going forward if kaspa can tap into that market. So we'll get into all of that in this stream. As always, family, if you enjoy the content, enjoy the live stream. It looks like that my public face, my face cam actually is a rug pull now. But if you enjoy the streams, be doing this daily, leave a like, share with your friends, subscribe for more, and turn on that post notification bell so you don't miss out any time that I do go live, whether it be a video, a live stream. And equally, check out the free Discord server. The links are down below in the description and also on my homepage here as well. And equally the VIP. I'll talk about all of that later on as well. But before I do so, let's get into the pleasantries. Kryptoni bro, welcome back, man. Hope you're doing very, very well. You are first indeed. I bet with the GOAT bloodbath is here by the fear. Couldn't say it better myself. From where I stand right now, I believe this is once again another shakeout. All the indicators that I'm looking at, again, it is kind of hanging in the balance, truth be told. I say that. If I was to give a percentage right now, I'd say I'm about 75% bullish and 25-30% bearish. It can go either way right now. But the reason why I'm more bullish is, again, I'm going to explain in a moment, because all the fundamental indicators are looking good. It's just investors and probably market makers also pushing this narrative, but they've latched on to Jerome Powell saying not guaranteed rate cut December, and they're just panicking. We'll get to that in a moment. Dunglight, welcome back. Just keep stacking 100%. Welcome back, Double D, bro. You're doing very, very well. Brett, good evening to you too, my man. Welcome back. Mr. Miles first, as always. Welcome back, bro. Shakeout. Bull runs do not end in fear. Also very, very true. Also very true. They normally end in FOMO. We haven't had that FOMO just yet. We've had some FOMO, but we haven't had that FOMO just yet. This one makes no sense to me, honestly, especially with the China deal and all of that. Yeah, it was a bit of a surprise, but I'll explain it. I mean, I'm sure you, as an intellectual individual like yourself, Kryptoni, I'm sure you will understand the point that I'm going to come across, why it's happening. But when you think about how tariff headlines and US and China is like the biggest probably market mover, and we've just seemed to formulate a trade deal, then it does seem a bit counterintuitive, counterproductive. But evidently investors right now caring more about Jerome Powell and the Fed, and well, what we just heard, of course, was a nothing burger / a bit hawkish. And yes, you're right, Mr. Miles. Everyone, if you're not running one, should have a public node up and running. I haven't got one up and running just yet. I do plan to do it. It was quite down on my to-do list, and Mr. Miles convinced me to prioritize it a bit more, so I will be doing that myself. Just because it is a very well, it's something you can do again to kind of make money on the side with kaspa, while also showcasing to other investors the kind of conviction and size of the kaspa community. But again, it's up to you. I know some people might not want to do it or not be able to do that, or might just want to stay private. I perceive that it's not. I think doing public node stuff is not a bad thing at all. And it is, again, another vote of confidence for those who are looking into kaspa to see that there's quite a lot of adoption coming through. Nothing makes the market pump. Yeah, it's been one of the most frustrating markets ever, Brett. That is no doubt whatsoever. It's been one of the most frustrating, especially for the altcoins. When you look at it right now, Bitcoin's down 2.64%, reaching that support level again. For me, we need to try and hold up 106. So rebounding off the zone right now, but the actual support is probably, it's more so like when you draw support zones, it's better to draw a square, just draw the line because it's easier, but the support zone is more so around 107 to 106, this kind of area here. We need to try and hold that ideally, but we are seeing a very massive flush again today. We can hold that, good. If we go down more, then maybe, who was it yesterday that said that? It was, I think it was Wealth Ranger, someone said 100k Bitcoin incoming, and if we lose 106k, then 100k is definitely on the cards. I'm more so looking at 103 down here, but it's still very much on the cards. We'll have to wait and see. Of course, Ethereum right now is also kind of coming down quite a bit, again, reaching that support. Again, I draw this out of around 3.7 or so like that. It's coming down quite a bit. So we have to see Ethereum hold that. It does depend. I'm hoping that the markets will start leveling out and stabilizing going into the weekend, going into Friday, when the stock market will also be closing soon. We'll have to wait and see. Again, all the other, you know what, before we get into more of the pleasantries, good evening, Hanny, hope you're doing very, very well. Before we get into more of the questions, let's talk about what's happening right now. So Bitcoin down 2.4%, Ethereum down 4.5%, Kaspa down quite significantly. It's not the worst performer right now. It was at one point, but Sui's down a little bit more than it right now, down 10.99%. Turbo down 10.9%. These are, Naka's down 21%. It's nuking right now. And it makes you, again, frustrated about the price action for Kaspa. Like, what's happening? Why is it happening? Why is Kaspa dumping so heavily? Again, you can put your theories down in the chat below. We can talk about it. But what's happening right now, what we saw happen. So it builds off from yesterday, right? So yesterday we saw the Fed's decision regarding rate cuts. We got another rate cut, 25 basis point again, which was what we were expecting. And then we also heard that they're going to stop shrinking the balance sheet. They're going to stop quantitative tightening by December 1st. So both of those are good developments. The issue is we were expecting this. So we can see here, Fed cut rates by 25 basis points, and they stopped quantitative tightening, or they're going to on the 1st of December. And yes, while that is good news, it was exactly what everybody was predicting and expecting at that point. So it was effectively a nothing burger because we knew it was going to happen. And then, of course, today you've heard some very, very good things. Yesterday, you heard the fact that Trump says that South Korea has agreed to pay the United States $350 billion to lower the tariffs, which is a pretty significant development if that is true. Trump also says South Korea has agreed to buy US oil and gas in vast quantities, and their investment in the United States will exceed $600 billion. That's a very big deal. But of course, the bigger headline regarding tariff development is this here, where apparently Trump stated, well, you can say that in the audio here, on a scale of 0 to 10, I would say the meeting with President Xi was a 12. Now, evidently Trump can't count because that goes above 10, but I guess the overarching sentiment is that the meeting with President Xi went very well. They've got a trade deal formulated, so that is reassuring news that we can take into account. But we know tariffs kind of drive market sentiment, so tariffs are a very big market mover, and evidently it was a good tariff deal between Trump and China, US and China. The stuff with South Korea is going good as well, and then we did get what we expected with the Fed. So why are we correcting therefore? Well, it does come down to the Fed actually. It comes down to the fact that Jerome Powell, Fed official, stated another Fed rate cut in December is far from assured. So if you go onto CME or any, Fed watch tool, whatever you want to look at for rate cuts, prior to this announcement, we were expecting rate cuts yesterday, which we got, and there was a 90% chance or more than that for rate cuts in December. Now it's dropped to 72. It's not a significant, well, it is quite a big drop, 20% drop is quite a big drop, but there's still a good chance for rate cuts. But the problem is, because Jerome Powell said it's not guaranteed, it just drove a lot of FUD into the markets. That's what we're seeing right now. So evidently, while tariffs are still definitely headline news that drives markets, and right now, it looks like investors are paying a lot more mind to monetary policies and what the Fed is saying. And the issue as well is Jerome Powell and the Fed have highlighted that they're not sure about rate cuts in December. Effectively, they're waiting for more data, reports, macro reports to come out. And the issue is the government shutdown shows no sign of ending right now. So Jerome Powell and the Fed are not so sure if they want to cut rates. They're waiting for data, and they can't get a hold of the data because the government shutdown. All of this builds up more and more and more, adds more to the FUD. People are now again panicking, hence why the markets are correcting despite bullish tariff news, despite positive catalysts, which normally do off the markets. The sentiment of rate cuts not being guaranteed in December and a lack of macro report for the Fed to make a decision is just drilling into investors' mindset. They're emotional. So that's why I'm seeing a dump right now. Although I'm not too worried because, again, I buy the dips, and also in our VIP community, CF Traders, he has been just pumping out a lot of short trades during this. We kind of, he anticipated this. If anything, he got quite fortunate. I say fortunate, he knew what he was doing. He put a lot of short trades out, and a lot of them are just printing cash, honestly. So, while shorting and while the market's dumping, it's frustrating if you can end up benefiting in these opportunities by participating in trades, stuff like that. Again, we're being very profitable in our trades. So we want to find out more, maximize the benefits in this market despite the corrections and whatnot. Alpha documentation as well, and a lot more. Check out the VIP, links are down below in the description. 7-day free trial, or equally a 1-month free trial through BYDFI, our affiliate exchange. No KYC, no VPN. All information provided in our free Discord server. So by all means, go check that out, and you can find out more about the VIP in there as well. But we are still making gains in this market despite the corrective behavior. Now, there are some other things to take into account quickly before we look back into some questions and some kaspa news and crypto news. Here, the KYC letter kind of gives a bit of a rundown. A lot to digest here. The Fed has cut interest rates again, but signaling that the path forward is far from certain. It is clear that the Fed is deeply divided, but as long as the labour market continues to weaken, the Fed must cut rates. On top of this, the Fed is ending QT on December 1st, and Fed Chair Powell explicitly said the policies is still restrictive. Followed by earnings from Meta, Microsoft, and Alphabet with mixed price reactions. But these companies are each set to invest over $100 billion in capex over the next year. So what we're basically seeing is, again, a kind of ignore the noise. It looks like Jerome Powell, his hawkish speech, his stance is probably, again, more just playing politics, because the way the economy is currently positioned, they haven't got much wiggle room. They kind of have to keep loosening the monetary policies, because otherwise something's going to snap, something's going to break. It's already breaking. Again, Powell saying here there's not a lot of benefit to more balance sheet runoffs. So again, kind of saying there's not much benefits to continuing to tighten the monetary policies, so QE. And then this post here from Ted is also quite an interesting one, which we're going to talk about a little bit as well. He said in October 2019, the Fed ended quantitative tightening, and the altcoins dropped 42% after that, which is quite significant. They only started pumping once the Fed started quantitative easing in March of 2020, which is, October, November, December, January, February, March. That's 6 months later. What's interesting is the S&P 500 rallied during this period of time. So the stock market still performed well. Crypto did not. This shows that quantitative tightening isn't enough for alts to rally, or the end of it. So the end of QT is seemingly not enough for altcoins to rally. They need some liquidity, and that can happen in just two ways. Either the Fed needs to start QE, or the Treasury needs to release TGA liquidity into the economy, which the first scenario is unlikely to happen soon, and the second one will only happen once the government shutdown ends. So this is also the growing sentiment right now. The Fed has not announced QE, they're just ending QT, and we need liquidity into the markets for altcoins to rally, but that's not coming out with the government shutdown. We need the shutdown to end, ideally. Now, does it therefore mean the market is going to just completely capitulate and collapse? Again, time will tell. We're not so sure right now. They just play out a few scenarios, though. It plays out the scenario that we are hearing from some individuals that maybe the Fed are announcing the end of QT, but they know they haven't got much wiggle room, therefore they're going to announce QE quite soon afterwards. Also very, very possible. But at the same time, it also plays that scenario that maybe they're going to end QT to inevitably announce QE a little bit later on. And if that happens, you see the altcoins underperform end of Q4 or going into the end of Q4, going into Q1, but then also trigger another rally in 2026 because the market seems to perform a lot better once liquidity is injected, which has to come through. So there's a lot of scenarios to look out for right now. Again, we're going to keep a close eye on it all. I am not panicking right now. I still think we've got ample more time, and I'm still stacking my bags in this position right now. Because again, the Fed reverse repo facility is collapsing. They have literally lack of liquidity, a lack of money. And with the government shutdown, you can't inject liquidity. So the Fed, to stop the kind of collapse, they haven't really got much wiggle room. So there's a lot of expectations for aggressive QE and money printing to come soon enough. Again, we've got to play by ear and wait and see. Now, in that regard, apparently the releasing for the long-awaited bipartisan draft regarding the market structure bill will be coming out relatively soon, which is good. That will also alleviate some pressure from the markets. And then I just want to take this moment again to remind you all that price is pretty much just a distraction. It's what Signet Bank stated. I mentioned this on Twitter. I mentioned it to my VIPs months back now. An introduction to the world of crypto assets and blockchain technology. It states here, price volatility and regulatory implications dominate the public discourse, but these are only surface distractions in what is becoming the foundational layer for the next generation of financial market infrastructure and innovative technology. Simply put, don't be emotional, be logical, stop following pump and dumps, understand why the markets are moving, and then you'll become a better trader, which again, all documentation like this, as well as making gains through trades and all that stuff, is available in my VIP alongside weekly live streams and, you know, cryptos that we're also talking about, other assets besides just kaspa. Of course, kaspa is the main focus, but other ones in there as well. So much more available in there. Again, links down below in the description. By all means, go check that out to learn a lot more. Free trials galore, again, all readily available. Now, we got that out of the way. We're getting some kaspa news and other news very quickly. Before I do, though, questions. So to get into some questions real quickly, get back to the main cam. I have a node running directly tied to my miners, but I don't want to make it public. You can run a second one public node. I mean, yeah, again, it's up to you completely, realistically. If you want to run a public node, by all means, go for it. Mr. Mars does make a valid point about how it does bring more visibility for external investors who are looking at the adoption of kaspa. If it's public, you can see. If it's private, you can't. So it does give that benefit. But at the same time, you know, it's up to you as your own investor. I will probably end up running a public one in the hopefully not too distant future. But right now, it's just not my top priority. It's gone up the priority list now, but it's not there just yet. And yes, face cam, full screen for them asking questions. I think it's better off than me. Again, if I need to actually show something on screen, then I've got to make them to switch that. But otherwise, not bad at all. I'm already pulling too much. I have an archival node running, so I'm doing work in the background and it costs more for hardware. Fair enough. You don't make money from running public node, but it helps secure. Okay, sorry. Apologies. Don't make money from running a public node, but it does help secure and decentralize the network. Should have clarified that. My bad. Good evening, J Honey. You're doing very, very well. Didn't want to see a drop, but hey ho, just happened to have enough dry powder for another couple of kaspa. I'm up with 1,000 of kaspa. Thank you. Great stuff, J Honey. Keep stacking that bag, brother. You can get rewarded somehow. I think I remember seeing it. Again, I don't mind or run a public node, so I'm not too sure, to be honest. But hopefully, again, I'll find out more information about it in due time. And again, if you want to find out more, in my free Discord server, there actually is a dedicated channel called Running Nodes, which information is provided in there by predominantly Tony, so you can find out more in there as well. If we care about this project, if we truly care about decentralization, we should be running public nodes. I have a private one as well. We need more public ones. Fair enough. I mean, yeah, I don't disagree with you at all. Welcome, Wing Hong. You're doing very, very well. Moon yet? Far from it. We're dumping quite heavily right now. Got a node of miners here for kaspa. Doing my best for decentralization. Great stuff, Jay. Love to hear it. Yes, we can really see the face. You know, face cam started yesterday. Actually, I did it a day earlier than expected, which is all well and good. So it's going to be a more common thing now, hopefully. Kappa to the moon, far from it right now, busy, but hopefully soon enough. I'm running a completely decentralized solo mining and archival node for historical archives. I'm doing enough over here. Fair enough. I mean, again, you're doing your part, Kryptonian. So, yeah, by all means, keep it up, brother. Burning 25,000 watts per hour. That is crazy. Absolutely crazy stuff, mate. Amazing. The voice that I hear for a year and now I see the face with the voice together. No, you scam us. I mean, it's the same voice. It's just you can see the face now. That's all it is. Welcome, Lau. You're doing very, very well. I'm sure it's strange, but hey, I feel like hopefully it's a nice surprise at the very least. Yeah, I went through that last night. I'm sure everyone, those who are going to be coming in occasionally, like probably today, seeing why the markets are crashing, be like, oh wait, it's actually a face on screen now as opposed to just a voice. That's something indeed. This is nothing new. Powell has always said nothing and is guaranteed, and he only goes off recent data. Literally nothing has changed. Pretty much. Again, don't be emotional, be logical. It's just a game that we're playing, if you will. Welcome, Falco, bro. You're doing very, very well. And yeah, welcome back, Bingo Bango. I'm not sure about Logic, but sure. I've had TI, I've had Logic, I've had CZ from Mr. Monster. Don't get that one, but hey ho. And yeah, I'm sure I feel that, Falco. Also happen to have a 10k bag of Ecb'S just in case scrolled away. Well, I mean, not a bad shout. I mean, Ecb'S right now is one of the ones being more stable today. It's only down about 1% at 0.00356. Is that touching that bottom support zone, which is, it's good to see. Evidently, those who are supporting Ecb'S or the VC behind it are keeping the project up, because otherwise there's no reason for Ecb'S to be staying at this value right now. I made a video on my channel about half an hour ago or something like that, which kind of went deeper into some big Ecb'S updates, which we'll talk about a little bit later on in this video as well. Ultimately, Walmart partner with Zero Hash, who's partnered with Ecb'S, which is quite a big deal. But also, Ecb'S have this new app coming out, which apparently they're going to be integrating a stablecoin that is backed by like JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, and many more. So it's quite a big deal for Ecb'S, which is again another vote of confidence for the project. Yes, I'm sure I'm doxed now. I'm very, very sure. But hey ho. Nobody who is still mining cares about price. Securing the network is more important. It will pay itself off later. I mean, that's the current sentiment I have right now because mining's not profitable really. So you're just doing it for the love of Kaspa and the love of the game. Just wait for my KS5M to arrive. Can't be looking for profit today running that bad boy. Yeah, pretty much. As a millionaire, there are not many people I would trust that stream from their bedroom, but you're the one I trust, Jay. Well, I appreciate it, Rizzy. I appreciate it. Because, yeah, I can agree the setup. I've not even closed my wardrobes. Give me a second. Damn. How, you know what? Whatever. Very unprofessional of me. I apologize for that. But yeah, I know that the background's not the most professional looking. That's also why I was talking about it in my Discord community beforehand and saying, should I just do, green screen background? And Kryptoni said, don't you dare. It looks horrible. So I was like, okay, I'll listen to you. I'll trust. Again, this is meant, much as my channel, it's a community, right? So I'm trying to also act in as best faith to all of you here. And yeah, don't get me wrong, it doesn't look professional, but the whole point and hope is when we make our Kaspa bags, makes our gains, this is not going to be here anymore. Trust me, it's gone. It's going to be gone so quickly. It's going to look professional. I might even do a full suit and tie type of thing. You never know. I doubt I'm going to do that because it's trying too hard. I don't want to try too hard. Don't want to be a beg. You might just see me go full Kaspa out wearing a Kaspa t-shirt, Kaspa hat. Okay, Kaspa hat. I love my hats. Yeah, I got a Kaspa hat, Kaspa bucket hat. That'd be sick. But yeah, I appreciate it very much, Rizzy. And yeah, I'm glad that I have your trust. That's what I've been trying to do, realistically. I understand the hardest thing in life, especially in this space, is trust. It's the easiest thing to lose and the hardest thing to gain. So I've done my utmost to talk about projects that I believe in, be very transparent to what I'm holding. Of course, there are some things I'll keep to my chest because that's what I talk about exclusively to my VIP community, where again we talk even more in depth with other documentation, and those who have been a part of it are seemingly very pleased with what we've offered in there, from documentation to the trades we're making right now, to the live streams, to the Google Docs I'm providing to them regarding projects and the transparency behind them. So yeah, I think trust is something that I take pride in, and research. So I thank you very much for that, Lizzie. Price fluctuation doesn't change my view, but it's still a sad noise. Yeah, yeah, I feel that, honestly. Kind of a happy noise because I'm not selling them right now anyways. And while they capitulate and leaving the mining, the difficulty goes down and I hit more blocks. I mean, yeah, actually it's a bit of a double-edged sword, or kind of like a benefit in both ways. More people that leave, either it gets more blocks you hit. So it's kind of a benefit while the price is going down. It's kind of a double edge. So not bad at all, actually. Just look at it as one last bite in the butt for October before November loads us up on rocket fuel. I sure hope so. November does seem to have a lot of reassuring developments coming through. My biggest hope the government shutdown does end. But here's the kind of play out we have to consider right now. So we are currently at day 30 or 31 now of the government shutdown. The longest ever in history was in 2018 with Trump again. It was 35 days. So we're on the cusp of surpassing history, for better or for worse. Now, to my knowledge, the so-called magic number is 61, because after 61 days, Trump would then have the legal authority to dismiss all of those who are on furlough. So that's, I think, to my knowledge, from what I saw, it's like 700,000 workers currently on furlough, government shutdown. He has the legal authority to just dismiss them all, which would be disastrous, but at the same time also put the federal balance sheet in a surplus literally overnight. So double-edged sword. So we have to see how it pans out. I am at the stage right now where I'm like, the longer it's going on, the more I can stack cheap, but also if it keeps going on for too long, the FUD will start kind of mincing too much and kind of straining the emotions too much, and they'll just kind of thwart the potential blow off top we're all anticipating. So we've got to, again, this cycle, nothing is repetitive, nothing the same as usual. We've got to be reactionary. That's what the best investors do. It's what I'm trying to teach my VIPs. So again, don't be emotional, but logical. And again, to want to find out more, VIP down below in the description. Check it out. 7-day free trials galore. All these discounts available where you can get access to it for free or for a discount. And then if you think it's a bit of you want to learn a lot more and maximize in it, then by all means come sign up, because we got a lot this month going into November. It's going to be a big month, I'm sure. We're going to be posting a lot more projects in there that we think are going to do very well. A lot more long-term picks. We're also going to be looking into how to continuously make gains even during a bear cycle. So that's something going to be very, very important. So again, all information will be provided in the coming weeks, but also a lot of that's already provided in there already. So definitely go check that out. Have you had this many people like in your bedroom before? Wing Hong, you are a very, very active man. And no, I have not had that many people in my bedroom before. I haven't had anybody in this bedroom before. Let's leave it at that. It's only been 15 minutes. I post the links around the halfway mark, usually like 30 minutes. Yes, I know, Cryptony. I appreciate you for doing that every single time. So yeah, just by all means, please respectfully, brother, I love you and keep it up. I'm just talking about it a little bit earlier, but you know, I'll do the full circle again as I do anyway, so it's fine. Welcome back, Vilk, or Vilky. I never know how to pronounce that name properly. I'm gonna just call you V. I'm gonna say V because my dyslexia won't let me pronounce that properly. Welcome back, V. Crypto's in shambles, thanks Trump. That's not Trump actually, it's Jerome Powell. Trump's not the reason for this. Trump actually had big announcement today. Jerome Powell and the Fed's stance to not cut or to announce potential no cutting of rates in December and therefore FUD building. That's why the market's correcting. It's not Trump. It's actually not Trump. It's actually Jerome Powell, which is sad to see. Capisilva made a video today about how to run a node and is sending them himself all set up already. That is fantastic to hear, honestly. Shout out to Capisilva once more. And actually, in speaking of that, before we get into more of the questions here, we're going to talk a bit about the content creators or the Kaspa influencers. Of course, shout out to Capisilva. It's just a bit of a segue here. But before I get to the Kaspa news, earlier today, I realized that Christian Ludwig has deleted his Twitter social, and he's also relinquished the keys to the Kaspa Twitter account. Now, I don't know what happened. Nobody seems to know what happened. Of course, we are aware that Christian Ludwig had a significant, if not all his bag in Kaspa on Kraken, and it got completely capitulated and liquidated during this crash on October 10th. And of course, now we're seeing another massive crash again. Whether it's that being the cause, whether it's the fact that when he was announcing relinquishing the keys to the Kaspa account, he was met with a lot of backlash from the community, which we're meant to be a family and supportive. I don't know what it is. This community is becoming increasingly more toxic, and I don't like it. It was such a, educational, embracing community. Of course, and the price is so bad. I know what it is, because the price is bad, and everyone become very, very just doom and gloom and fuddy. Like, don't get me wrong, Christian Ludwig didn't post all the content that we probably wanted to see, but he was under guidelines in what he could and couldn't post. He couldn't promote the KF, the KRI, or Casplex, or he couldn't promote anybody. He was just simply making the posts in regards to what guidance he was given. So the FUD was the shade given to him was unnecessary. But in saying that, or getting that out of the way, reason for him leaving, we don't know. I know he lost a lot of his kaspa, if not all his kaspa, and my heart goes out to him because the amount he seemed to have was outstanding. So I don't think he's listening right now. I mean, it'd be crazy if he was doing, but I know his account's gone. Maybe he needs some time away. Again, I don't know. But if he is listening, my prayers and thoughts are with you. And I hope that you and your family are doing okay. Because, I mean, I've gone through my own liquidations myself. I haven't gone through one as significant as he did, so I can't properly sympathize. I just wish you the best, basically. That's all I wanted to say. And I hope you come back better and stronger from it. Now, with that being said, let's get into some more of the kaspa content, and then we'll get to some more questions real quickly. So, welcome back, Buffalo Bros. You're doing very, very well. And thank you very much for being Hong again. And yeah, I'm not a bot. I'm not AI. I'm actually real thing. Hello. So, kaspa now. Currently down 10.35%. One of the worst performers today. Did touch that level of support at that 5.2 zone here, pretty much, before kind of rejecting and going back up a little bit. If we lose this support zone here, or I've been hearing some saying about 4.7, then you might have a reason to be a bit concerned. Again, might, but in my belief, again, I don't believe kaspa it can have a lot further to go down from here. I know I've been saying that a lot, but with the decentralized nature of the community and how we continue to hold it no matter what, it going to zero doesn't seem plausible. It's decentralized, it's fair launch. There's no one to dump the project to zero. But right now it's not performing very, very well. I'm looking at this opportunity. I'm actually contemplating after the stream to sell the last little scraps of maybe my XRP bag to buy this kaspa dip. I'm being so honest right now, because I'm sure the KYC 20s are also at a massive, massive discount right now as well, which I'm looking to stacking more the ones I'm holding right now, maybe Nacho, maybe Wolfie, or some other ones as well. Because I think what they're building is good, and I think kaspa's going to survive. Therefore, these projects will do very, very well as well. But kaspa's down right now. It's not ideal, but we are seeing some reassuring updates that I'm very optimistic about. So to start with, one reason again why we need kaspa, Solana's network is temporarily down. You saw it Solana yesterday, might even be going on right now. I'm sure Ethereum's also struggling with extortionate fees. These aren't the future. They're not. And we've got a post in that regard here from Kaspa Commons here. There was a recent interview with Larry Fink, CEO of BlackRock, the world's largest asset manager, when they're talking about kind of the tokenization and what's about to happen in general finance and in this space. Kaspa Commons here, Chad, shout out to you, made a post talking about, currency, ETF, and assets will soon be digitized and tokenized, connected through a single global settlement layer. We're not talking about it enough. Most countries aren't ready for what is coming. The future of finance is tokenized. That's a big deal. And of course, in our belief, but very much so, kaspa aligns perfectly with this vision. Because Larry Fink's statement points directly to a missing piece in today's financial system, which is a trust minimized global real-time settlement layer capable of connecting tokenized assets across borders and markets. Ethereum is slow, it's not scalable, it's terrible. Solana offers high throughput, but trades decentralization for reliability and speed. It's not decentralized. And equally, it's not going to be, this is not real world mass adoption yet, and Solana's having these issues as well. We haven't seen kaspa handle this sort of stuff yet, so we don't know if kaspa will have the same issues as well, but Solana's having these issues. Avalanche, Cardano, and others attempt interoperability or consensus innovations, yet all remain blockchains, single chain structures that require sequential block production. So they just face issues as well in their fundamental design. And now, of course, kaspa is designed for true settlement scale with block DAG architecture. It's been able to handle 10 blocks per second, and it's going to hopefully level up to 100 in the future as well. Sub-second propagation, near instant confirmations, no pre-mine, no VC, allocation, no pure proof of work distribution, Bitcoin grade proof of work with a scalable topology. And then you've got Dagonite coming out, VPROGs being game changing as well. kaspa for us, in our belief, is most definitely the future of this crypto and financial space. And that comes to fruition very, very soon. And that's why I want to talk about this as well. This is one of my alpha institutional document. So you can now plug that stuff crypto as you want to. If you want to find out more alpha documentation, again, trade stuff like this, which, you know, during this market crash that we're seeing right now, capitulation, we have set up a lot of short trades and we have, you know, made a lot of profit on a lot of them. So again, if you want to benefit in this sort of stuff, again, alpha documentation, weekly live streams and so much more. Check it all out for 7-day free trials, which you can see as I move my camera. 7-day free trial right here. Links down below in the description. All links down there, as well as you can get a 1-month free trial. So as you sign up to BYDFI and follow the steps in our free Discord server, message me on Discord and I'll give you a 1-month free trial. So you can get an access to all of this for free for a month and decide if you want to sign on after that as well. But again, all information down below in the description. And yeah, definitely worth your while, I believe. But now going back to the document, something I showed to my VIPs literally earlier today. I'll make a video on this tomorrow, so you're lucky. I do sometimes talk alpha documents with you lot here, the premium insights, but I don't always do. I've been talking about a bit more, but I hide a lot of them from you. But this one here, I think was worth talking about in general. So earlier today, literally earlier today, I discovered this whilst I was doing my research. And this here is game changing. A monumental report dropped only a few hours ago from the European Central Bank, titled it was the closing report, or the closing progress report on the preparation phase of the digital euro that they're trying to create. And this, to me, and this in general, it validates a structural momentum that is sweeping across the global financial system, which is crypto's not going away. The single most important takeaway from this document here, from this closing report, is the digital euro is designed to be a platform for the private sector, which is quite a big deal. But here, what you've got to understand is that this document here, this is the European Central Bank, one of the largest monetary authorities in the world, right? Huge, huge news. And they're confirming here that its aim is to provide digital cash benefits while simultaneously providing a launchpad for new markets that need it. So huge, huge stuff here. I made a post about it here. Also, you can see that the majority of respondents, it has very, very high public interest. Very interesting. Majority of respondents, 66%, 2/3 showed interest in trying this digital euro, which is, again, a reassuring development. Very, very big news. So European Central Bank just dropped its final progress report on the digital euro, and the message is monumental. The next era of finance is here. The core goal is not just digital cash, but to create an official platform for private sector innovation, validating the entire programmable money thesis. The European Central Bank family is past the talking stage now. They formalized the rulebook. Selected potential builders confirmed 66% public interest in adoption, so this isn't a theory anymore, it's a structural momentum for 2026, right? Big, big news in my belief, no doubt about it. They've already handpicked some giant tech and fintech companies who will be physically running the digital rails. Again, that's not showcased in this post here, but that's actually in more detail in the VIP. Again, I showed a lot of it, but not all of it, that's in the VIP. But I made this post also to remind you lot watching, LCX, at the beginning of this month, published the world's first MiCA-compliant white paper for kaspa, listed on in the official ESMA register. And also, kaspa KII, they mentioned not that long ago either, back on August 30th, so a month ago from now, 2 months ago from now, they've officially applied to join the European Central Bank PONS market contact group for shaping how wholesale financial transactions will settle in central bank money on DLT platforms, which creates a standard-based channel for financial institutions to interact with if they do get the permission, with kaspa therefore enables stablecoin issuance and wholesale settlement rails aligned with ECB frameworks, provides the backbone for future carbon and energy market integrations where kaspa's architecture offers unique scaling advantages, and in parallel they've made strong progress on the architecture for carbon markets, but in near term ISO 20022 connectivity is the highest priority. It builds in the foundation for the next phase, which is what the European Central Bank just spoke about right here. So you've got entities like the LCX and also KII trying to help kaspa penetrate into the EU market. And the KII responded to me, which, you know, I'm happy they did, saying that this is why we are focusing on Warp Core and ISO 20022 readiness on kaspa. Kaspa then stands head and shoulders above all else. I'll make a video on this tomorrow, so stay tuned for that. But this is, again, The alpha documentation we cover is not always related to kaspa, but this, for me, can correlate and does have relations to kaspa because there are people, entities who are trying to help kaspa break into this market. So it's a very big deal. Again, if you want to find out more, alpha documentation, educational sources, trade alerts, picks, whatever you want, pretty much a lot offered in there. Not everything, but we are expanding to make everything available. Again, like yield farming and AI picks and so much more. Again, links down below in the description, all available here. You can find out more and get the free trials. At the very least, you should look at the free trials so you can see if it's worth your while. Haven't got to sign up completely after that. It's up to you. But that is a very big deal to me. And kaspa, again, it's a big deal that European Central Bank have made this significant last monumental step, and kaspa therefore could also be in a good shout to tap into that as well. So I'm excited about that, honestly. And again, I'll talk about that a bit more tomorrow as well. Now, of course, you haven't got to like the ECB. That's not the premise of that. Whether you like them or not, you'll understand that they are one of the leading monetary authorities. What they say and do has a lot of significance. So you can't just blindly ignore what they say because they're going to affect how our livelihood and money works. So you've got to listen to them. I don't like all smart money. I don't trust JP Morgan for a damn. I don't like Jamie Dimon at all. But I understand that he's a leading bank in America. What he says has significance. Same thing for, BlackRock. BlackRock never loses. I get that as well. But I don't trust smart money. Why should you? They lied to us time and time again. They don't want us to win. That's why these documents here, they don't necessarily publicize, or they do publicize. They don't expect people to find this stuff. Most documents I find are sent purely to their executive enterprise clients. They don't publicize this. So what they're saying to their clients, they're not lying to them. They'll be lying to us though. If you hear BlackRock talk on mainstream media, they're probably lying, at least in some capacity. Because they've said on mainstream media, we have no plan to use Bitcoin at all. We heard JP Morgan say on mainstream media, Bitcoin's a scam. Look where we're at right now. If they're saying it on mainstream media, they're probably lying to you. They're saying it in the back doors, in their closed meeting to their clients, probably not lying. That's why I prioritize doing research, trying to find information that they're not talking about publicly so we can get ahead of the game of the retail market, those who are not aware. Again, documentation like this in the VIP. Now, more kaspa news real quickly. So we have another update. Wallet 1, once again, on an absolute tear. 4 days now, straight of buying kaspa. Or sorry, I should say accumulating kaspa because it's not really buying, it's taking it from Gate. It's not buying it, it's just taking it from Gate here. But you can see, we saw a significant inflow not too long ago. And then we saw 20 in yesterday, or 20 in 4 days ago, 2 mil in day before that, 3 mil. And now we've seen 1.6. So we've seen 4 days back to back of continuous inflows from Wallet 1 here. And we delve deeper down this conspiracy theory rabbit hole. So I made a post as well on my channel, on my Twitter earlier. Again, follow me on Twitter. I know Crypto's already plugged that stuff down below. The Wallet 1 conspiracy theory thickens as they accumulate another 1.6 mil kaspa for the 4th straight day in a row. Now, Wallet 1 we know have been stacking aggressively of kaspa. And the most recent inflows have come from Gate once again, which has resulted in many of the community now believing that this must be another Gate wallet that's not tagged. I understand that, and I've been increasingly thinking the similar thing as well. Like, maybe it's not Binance, but it actually is Gate. But there are some screaming... What's what I'm looking for? Just some screaming facts that just don't align with me, right? That makes, for one, the outflows, like as highlighted in this post here, this outflow went to Bitvarvo exchange. So you look at this transaction here, the outflow here went to Bitvarvo. I believe that's the right one. Yeah, no, it's not that one. It's a different one. Okay, well there was an outflow recently. Looks like it was on the 27th, so it was a few days ago. But the outflow from Wallet 1 went to Bitvarvo exchange. Now, if you're a Gate wallet, why are you doing that? Doesn't make sense to me. For one, and even secondly, we can see Wallet 1 has 1.13 billion kaspa in reserves. And people saying it's a Gate wallet, okay, and they're showcasing this as their proof. Okay, but when you look at this and you type in CAS, you can see customer net balance, 961 million kaspa, Gate wallet balance, 964.8 million kaspa. The value is quite high, but that's how much I have in the reserves right now, 964 million. But you've got 1.13 billion here. The numbers don't add up. How can you have your reserves at 964 million and you're saying that's wallet one, when they have a lot more in there. It doesn't make sense to me in that regard either. And then, of course, then the prior inflows, which you've seen coming into on Bybit, who've been putting it into this wallet, or being accumulated from Bybit into this wallet. You've seen it from Kraken as well. You've seen it also from KuCoin back in the day as well. So to me, and also understanding that Wintermute, market maker, is working with Bitvarvo, to me, this is most likely Wintermute. Probably not even Binance, I think it's Wintermute Exchange. Or not Exchange, Wintermute market maker. Based on wallet activity, the most likely option and opinion is that is the market maker, and if I had to guess, it probably is market maker Wintermute. Wintermute is a market maker that provides liquidity to crypto exchange Bitvarvo and more, and also has significant operational and on-chain connections to Binance as a major liquidity provider and market maker, which is also linked in this article here. I try my best to provide sources when I'm just waffling and talking conspiracies. So with that being known, knowing that this wallet now, potentially Wintermute, is stacking aggressively right now, taking it from Gate, because Gate is based in Dubai. They have legal authority for the OTC trading, so you can buy over the counter, not having to affect the market price. They can buy discount without affecting the market price, which is beneficial. You're seeing this wallet stacking more and more and more. Regardless of who it is, I believe it's Wintermute right now, but regardless of who it is, the nature in which they continue to stack more kaspa makes me feel that they're preparing for an imminent catalyst. Whether it is that markets start rallying, or they're going to trigger the catalyst by giving kaspa or being bought off by Binance, because I've got connections to Binance. For me, wallet one, whoever it is, it will have some form of correlation to Binance. That's my belief right now. I think it's probably the most damning evidence that we've seen yet. I made some pretty outlandish posts prior to this regarding who it may be. Always had the response being it's Gate. This one was one we saw more recently, which was a nice theory to have, but at the same time, you can create a KNS domain and send it to this wallet. So it got debunked quite quickly, which hold my hands up to that. But still, this one for me is the most damning and makes the most sense to me. When you lay all the facts out like that, how can this be a Gate wallet with all of this in the know? But either way, wallet one stacking more, that is pretty important to note. If we look a little bit more, then we have the current ongoing Binance award, Blockchain 100 award ceremony, the voting stuff, which is coming close to an end. You have not voted, definitely vote while you can. Because you've got 1 day left, hours left actually. This has been a very controversial. So Polinsky's clear from what I've seen. Hopefully it stays that way. Michael Sutton's category has been a bit controversial. Joe Wong posts here. This guy is seriously getting on my nerves. I, for one, appreciate a good friendly competition between anyone, especially a project I truly believe in. But the tactics I've seen so far were almost begging, which we're going to showcase some of it. I don't want to cover too much about it, because if I'm being perfectly blunt, he wants to do that, fine. I don't care. It is what it is. Michael Sutton doesn't get first place. It's not the end of the world. It's really not. This is just an award to someone who's not even asking for it. Of course, we want to give it to him because we believe and trust and have faith in Michael Sutton, but it's not that deep. But we'll talk about it either way because it's just content, right? It's content. But you can see here, Pushpendra says here, they've united to vote for just one person. Yes, we have the community united to vote for kaspa. They'll try every possible way to divide us, even they may spend big money to do so. So that is misinformation, because nobody's paying anybody to vote for Michael Sutton. We're just spreading our love for him. I truly hope no one accepts their money to pull me down from rank one and make Michael win. So he's saying that we're paying, we're not. So again, accusations. I also saw a post where he said that Michael's a billionaire, which he's not. He's definitely not a billionaire, so that's also complete rubbish. So he's using underhanded tactics, which is, is what it is. You can see posts here. Apparently this guy himself actually also bought votes, apparently, which is crazy. Blockchain 100 award, FAQs, yada, yada, yada. And you can see here, apparently he had bought votes, which from what I have seen, apparently could be grounds for penalization, and therefore voiding the whole thing for him, which if that is the case, then, fine. It's fine if that is the case. But it looks like apparently people and apparently himself, he is buying. You can see here, I'm currently voting for you on 16 accounts, in which I have 4 own accounts, 6 cousin accounts, and 6 friends accounts. So it looks like there is some form of, again, underhanded things going on right now, which is kind of sad. Like, maybe I'm just underplaying it. I don't think the award is that significant. I think it's cool and all, and it's something to talk about. Again, Binance Blockchain 100 award would definitely bring eyes to kaspa. I'm not discrediting that. but is it that serious? I mean, I don't think so. Maybe again, I'm underplaying it. But again, kind of lying about Kaspa. Also then, while saying don't let Kaspa community buy votes, which we're not doing, he's apparently doing it himself, which is interesting. And then you can see here, he bought votes, lied, slandered his competitors, and cheated his way to the top in your contest. So of course, we now the Kaspa community are trying to voice our, you can see here, just trying to voice our concerns, saying, you know, like ban him or just void him. You know, it doesn't make sense. It's not fair. Which again, if you care enough, complain about it. I'll be honest, I'm not that bothered. From what I've seen right now, Tom Polinsky's still first, which is fantastic. Michael Sutton now has dropped down to third, which is not ideal, but he still gets a bronze medal therefore, which is something. Again, done purely off of organic voting community. That in itself is insane. Now, of course, we should probably have easily won this, but people didn't vote due to not caring, which is fair, or due to regional restrictions, being in the US or UK where you can't vote on Binance. You have to use the VPN, which I had to use my VPN for myself. It's fair enough. We'll see how it plans out. Regardless, Tom Polinsky winning will bring more eyes to Kaspa. If you've got both of them, that'd be obviously a bigger vote of confidence, but I don't generally believe it's that big of a deal, if I'm being completely blunt. But it is what it is. But that in itself is something. And then that is something I'll talk about in tomorrow, I'm sure, as well. I've got some other updates. This one here, we've got some Zbcn updates as well. Real quickly, before I do, though, I'll get some questions again. Although we can see in Kaspa Finance, KFC is now being tracked on Casplex, or DEX on Casplex now being tracked on DeFi Llama as well. So it looks like all the DEXs, Zealous, I think Caspa.com, if not yet soon to be, I'm sure Caspa.com. You've got Zealous, KFC, Casplex are all on DeFi Llama now, which is quite a big deal. Hopefully they continue to grow more and more and more, getting more clarity, more adoption, and more eyes therefore coming to Kaspa. I'm sure it'll be even better when you get the likes of Ecb'S on board as well, who seem to be a bit more transparent right now. Mr. Miles says, if I throw in $2, we can all get Jay to buy a public node. It'll cost next to nothing, but combined we get a new public node and an educator for it. I mean, I'm not asking for that. I'm not asking that remotely at all. I will set one up. It's not like I can't do it. It's just right now, it's not my biggest priority. My priority right now is I've got my work life, what I do my work life, and also doing all of this as well, which is not just live streams once a day. It's also making content, also providing sources and alpha documentation to my VIPs. I'm stretched relatively thin in what I do, and I enjoy it. I'm not burnt out right now, which is great. Hopefully I have nothing that gets in the way, although I do know I'm going to be busy on the Sunday because it's my mother's birthday, so I'm going to be going over to see her. And also, I know that I'm going to be busy on Saturday, I think, because I'm meant to be out, taking some much-needed time to see some friends I've not seen them sometimes as well. But, yeah, I mean, I'll get it set up. I have got it on my to-do list. It's just not top. Top right now is give content to you lot, then, and VIPs like in unison, and then Ghana's like, keep sorting out my taxes and all this other, tedious things. And then Kaspa node, again, something I want to do, is going up the rank, is just not high up yet. Everyone donating it in Kaspa, and we can use the network as intended. That's also something, yeah, I mean, I do have, and I'm, again, with Kaspa going down right now, I'm not saying do it at all of anything, actually, but I do have a Kaspa donation wallet down in the description, so you can, if you don't want to donate through YouTube, yeah, I've got a donor wallet in the description for Kaspa, which I have not touched at all just yet. I don't think it's got much in that, which is, again, expected and fine. I'm not asking for stuff in there. It's just there. And also, I don't know if I intend to use it for personal gains. My plan is, if it continues to stack up over time, I'll probably end up utilizing it in some form of like giveaway or something like that in the future. I haven't got plans for it just yet. It's just kind of there, available. I know it's got some Kaspa in there. I think that was Crypto putting it in there, and it's got some slow in there as well, actually, the KYC 20, which I don't know when that went in there, but it's in there now as well. So if you don't want to, if you want to donate, you got that option as well. But again, I'm not asking for it. We will still get a rate cut in December. Powell's being a douche. I mean, that's the belief. We'll have to wait and see. Yeah, my TI comparison yesterday is actually more accurate. I think it's more accurate because he's not white. Although Logic is actually To be fair, Logic's not a bad comparison because Logic, while he is white, he is actually just very light skinned because he's actually got black parents, which is crazy. It's very crazy. So maybe Logic's not even a bad shout either. Jay, you got that light skin Riz. My Riz is just, despite how much I talk on stream, my Riz is just being very quiet. I'm the quiet guy, I'll be honest. He's hiding Narnia back there. Yeah, honestly, it's a very, very deep wardrobe. Very deep wardrobe. It's not at all. It goes about that deep. You can't really tell on a screen because it's not. It's probably been doing full stream now. Yeah, shouldn't I? Yeah. Next stream, I'll have a funding wallet to help you get a public node, and I'll start promoting it every stream. Well, by all means, go for Mr. Miles. I'm not going to say no to it, but I'm also not going to ask for it myself either. But if we're going to do them, go for it, brother. By all means. Stream from your shower, not happening. This is much better than a green screen. But we're going to have to figure out a way to hook it up. Yeah. Definitely. I mean, if I had to have a green screen, I had to put the cam down below because otherwise you're going to see just floating head in the top here. It doesn't really make sense. I'm not opposed to this setup either, actually. I think it's not a bad setup at all. It's just unfortunate that, bedroom doesn't look very professional, but again, I'm sure this room will be changed in regards to probably the bed going at some point because I don't actually even sleep in it. It's a spare room for when I have guests over. It's my office. I just haven't used to move the bed out right now, and I also probably put some pictures back there as well to make it more aesthetically pleasing. I want everyone to get out at 17 cents on Kaspa. I said time and time again, there's no chance for 50 cents a cycle. All they did was kick me out of the chats for FUD. Well, I've not kicked you out anything, Joshua. You're going to say whatever you want. And I mean, it was all. I mean, in that regard, there you're right. I mean, you are. But yeah, if you said get out Kaspa at 17 cents, then of course you were right because Kaspa right now down to 5.2. But with respect, you could have said that about any project right now. You could have said get out of crypto for all of 2025 or all of altcoins. Because all altcoins in 2025 have performed terribly. Look at Sui. Sui had its peak in January and it's done nothing since, pretty much. It's done the exact same as Kaspa. All alts have done terribly. You're not wrong about Kaspa, not at all. I don't think you're wrong about Kaspa at all. And you, in that regard, then pat on the back to you. And I apologize for those who did kick you out of the FUD for chat. I've not kicked you out of anything. I welcome the FUD. I just want to bring a bigger perspective to it, which is it's not just Kaspa being bad. Everything is done absolutely terribly. Sui. Again, Kaspa's definitely a worse because down 75% compared to Sui, which is down 60%, so it's more, but Sui's done terribly all of 2025. Ecb'S, equally not done well throughout all of 2025. Ondu was actually a bit better more recently. It's one of the few ones, but again, not done well for quite some time either. Hasn't made a new all-time high significantly, really, since that is on Binance. So actually, let me type in Ondu on a different platform. Ondu. Oh, I'm not even showing it right now. I should probably show it on screen. Apologies for that. Still new to this. Yeah, Ondu. Since December. So Ondu since December, done nothing. Ecb'S since June, actually, it's June. So Ecb'S been a bit better, bit longer, but Ecb'S since June's done nothing. So okay, let's call Ecb'S an outlier in this case, but again, Ondu's done nothing. Ondu does nothing since December. Sui since January. Tau since, well, similar to Kaspa in that regard, or even here, December like Kaspa as well. Ecb'S, nothing has done. No, I didn't. Shut up, phone. Nothing has moved. Altcoins haven't moved at all. They've done terribly since 2025 began. So while you're completely correct, Joshua, and I respect you for your analysis for getting the correct prediction about Kaspa, and whether you're right about hitting 50 cents or not, we'll have to wait and see. But it's not a case of Kaspa being bad. All altcoins have performed terribly. All of them. It's not indicative to Kaspa. So we've got to do our very, very best to not single target projects because that's the project we believe in alone. You've got to take a wider perspective right now. You've got to look at all the projects right now in this space. There are only a handpick full that have performed well. One like Hyperliquid, for example, has done exceptionally well. making a peak in September. There are a very minimal number of projects that have performed well this cycle. Altcoins, I'm meaning. Of course, the only ones that have done well is Hyperliquid is a unique example. You've had Bitcoin, of course, being the leader, done very well. Ethereum's had its time as well, done very well. XRP equally didn't do bad, it did a peak in July. So the top assets and then some unique outliers have done well. Every other altcoin, though, has sucked. It's not just Kaspa. So we can't put Kaspa in that bubble saying Kaspa's terrible, it's going to zero, yada yada. Everything's struggled. So we can't think about it like that. But you are right. So again, just trying to elaborate more on what you said, because that's the truth of the matter, not just simply Kaspa's terrible, leave Kaspa. Everything's terrible. If you've gone to nothing in all 2025 and you're buying right now, you're probably doing well. But that's, again, you're going to be out crypto for 9 months. Did you know that's going to happen? Probably not. I don't think anybody knew for 10, almost 11 months, all of 2025, crypto is good. Altcoins, cryptos are going to stay 50% undervalued at all-time highs. Word Valka, 100%. Okay, let's keep this above board, please. As much as we love a joke here and there, this is meant to try and be somewhat. I know I've got a bed in my background, but it's trying to be somewhat business savvy, you know, trying to be somewhat professional. But I mean, I guess Mr. Mars has ruined that as well. I can see that post already about him being more British than me anyway. So, I mean, I can still. Yeah, we can still also see Kappa hit that 50 cents if we do see a traditional altcoin season. We just don't know if it's going to happen or when it's going to happen, really. And you're doing great, Jay. Stack Kappa, my man, and you will have a mansion soon. I'm sure we'll all be having our own island soon and our own Kappa mint-coloured cars. So thank you very much for that, and hopefully you do the same. I'm predicting 43 cents for Kappa this cycle. It's possible Banana Republic. I have to wait and see how the market perform right now, because right now, Kaspa, again, everything's just struggling. It's been a very, very tough cycle for altcoins. I'm still not panicking, though. I'm not. You know, one of the biggest sayings that I haven't preloaded, but again, market price is a distraction from what is actually being built right now. No. Bottom is like Kaspa in the long play. Just keep stacking one day and it'll be $1.50 and we'll be laughing. 100%. I've got a few more questions to get through. I've missed quite a few. Damn, I've missed quite a lot of questions. Okay, let me get through some of these quite quickly. Welcome back, LP. You're doing very, very well. Thank you very much, Cryptech OD. I appreciate it very, very much, my man. You haven't had anyone in your bedroom? I don't believe that. Not in this bedroom. This is a guest bedroom. I'm not doing it here. Come on now. Got some decorum. I know I'm light skinned. Let me come in with conspiracy theories. Elites don't want us to get rich or obtain wealth. Hey, say what happened in 2021. Elites only wanted Bitcoin to run, manipulation and especially at its finest. Pretty much. Smart money don't want us to win. That's how it works. How the game works. It's not an easy game to win. Welcome, Greg. You're doing very, very well. You're late, but you're still here. Hope you're doing very well, brother. Appreciate very much, Brett. I know. Again, setup will change in due time. Trust me. I don't know. Log at all this Kaspa. Hopefully he's doing well though. Jay, you are buzzing in the Kaspa space. Other content creators are using your name and research in their Kaspa videos. Well, that is great to hear. Of course, I've been doing this for a while, but I know more recently I've actually started being active in my research. I do my research a lot and I showcase it on streams, but I don't post it on Twitter. I didn't post it a lot on Twitter beforehand, and equally the VIP information, I only kept it to the VIP, but I realized people aren't going to just trust me. As much as I'm trying to build up trust, no one's going to trust me saying, oh, I've got good info, listen to me. No one's going to just trust that. So I was like, okay, you know what? Don't just trust people on good information. Here is the good information. Here's what the European Central Bank is saying. Here's what JP Morgan's saying. Here's what Bank of England's saying. Here's what WF. Like, I'm trying to showcase not all of them, because again, it's not fair to me for the VIP for me to show all what I have for free because they're paying for this stuff. But I'm showcasing some VIP information here from McKinsey, from the European Central Bank, from many other leading institutions, whether you trust them or not, what they say has impact and influence. So I've been put more effort in my research and publicizing it. So seeing it's getting utilized and spoke about more is also great to hear. So I'm happy about that. I'm very happy about that. Hopefully it continues going more and more. I mean, I've seen that I've had a significant growth in my Twitter account since probably a week or two ago. Went from I think 1.1 to almost 1.4. I'm still growing more, and I appreciate every single follower that I get. So thank you all. You mean the world to me, honestly. And yeah, we love Ludwig. I do feel bad that he has disappeared, but hopefully he'll be back stronger than ever before. Yeah, neither can I, honestly. It's terrible. I don't think it would be an Aquaman, but he did have a lot of capital. The beauty of a fair launch hard cap proof of work, it will increase in value over time because of physics and maths. Yeah, I mean, again, it's fundamentally designed to continue accumulating in value as time goes on. It will go through hardships like Bitcoin did, but it shouldn't fall off. For this reason, never short anything. I mean, yeah. I mean, I say yeah. Don't short your main bag, is what I'm going to say. Because again, I can't say yeah because I'm equally short on stuff right now with leverage. Because we looked at the market, the traders like CF put in many picks, which trying to look on my other monitor, what he put in? He put in one for MLN, which hit our target. So we made significant gains 2 weeks ago, all very good. Last week was not as great, but it still wasn't bad. This week with this short coming in, we managed to anticipate that, and we've filled a lot of positions right now. So I wouldn't say don't short anything, but definitely have a separate bag dedicated to having that fun gamble if you want to have that fun gamble with shorting and whatnot. You're going to find that sort of stuff, level up your understanding and knowledge of the markets, understanding macroeconomics so you can trade better. VIP. All available. You can't see it on screen because I'm not doing it. I set up a button for that. VIP. All available. But yes, trade stuff, we do that as well. Last week, 2 weeks ago was better. Last week still wasn't bad. This week has been good so far. I'm shocked he kept that much on exchange. Yeah, I would have thought, not your keys on the crypto, put it in a Tangent, Ledger, one key wallet. But yeah, it's unlucky, right? But I do wish the best for him. The DAG will have absolutely no. I mean, right now the 10 BPS had no problem, so I'm sure the DAG will have none either. And yes, thank you very much, Kryptoni, for the shouts in the chat. Again, if you want to find out more information, BYDFI, no KYC exchange, get many benefits with them. Sign up for my affiliate link as well as a 1-month free trial to the VIP. Free Discord phone, you can find all information about that in there as well. The VIP, again, readily available. We find out a lot more in-depth analysis like this stuff here as well. And equally, Twitter, I'm posting some stuff on there as well. So you can find out some sneak peeks and stuff and what's happening on my Twitter account. And then a lot more, again, in the VIP. It is crazy, yeah. QC offered me a VIP, then I found out he meant very in-prison person. No, that's not the case at all. In fact, you are part of the VIP because you are one of the most frustrating but trusted mods in this community for me. So you are actually a part of the VIP. And I'm regretting it now. The market was rugged by Wall Street, Binance and Co. and American admin. So they can buy cheap next year. We're in the bear market. All of you will be able to buy a mil kaspa for 15,000 euros in 6 months. I mean, it's not a bad theory, Octo Plus. Honestly, it would be quite an interesting theory to have, to think that this is actually a bear market we're in right now. Altcoins have been in a bear market for almost a year. So it's actually not, in regards to altcoin rally, not the worst conspiracy. In regards to Bitcoin making all-time highs, so it's definitely not a bear market. But altcoins have been in downtrend for over a year, pretty much. So interesting conspiracy. I'm not opposed to it completely. We'll have to wait and see. But I do think, again, more opportunities are incoming. OTC, that doesn't affect the price, doesn't necessarily mean that they aren't purchasing it. You're right. This does not necessarily mean that they're not buying it off gate, but only because I try my best not to spread misinformation. I'm going to say accumulated, because if I say buy and they're just simply trading it across, then it's wrong, isn't it? If I say accumulated, then it's correct because they've accumulated it from gate. They could have bought it over the counter. Either way, that's the premise of the argument. Welcome, Don. You're doing very, very well, brother. Good to have you back. I'm going to buy some Kango and Natcha. I feel like these two will blow. Maybe also Kaspi. Natcha, I agree with. Kango, I think, have also some good things. And I think all of them are good shouts, honestly. My personal favorite, if I'm being blunt, is Wolfie. You saw me wear that Wolfie shirt on my first Facecam live stream yesterday. So my favorite probably is Wolfie, in all honesty. And I have to reiterate this. Not telling you to buy it. Not a financial advisor. Do your own research. I think Wolfie's got some good things coming right now. I think it's very, very undervalued. I might stack some more myself, honestly. The fact that they've got a shop, Wolfie's Bar, in London, and they're building more, I think is, in South Africa as well. I'm hoping they're going to get some more shops built around it. If that's the case, that's a raw asset. It's not a meme. That's quite big. So, I mean, I like Wolfie, to say the least. I like them a lot. But I think all of them will do very, very well, again, on the premise that Kappa as well, which I think it will do. Welcome back, Half-Light. You're doing very, very well. And you too, Andy A, got 38 more Kaspa. Keep stacking that bad, brother. Love to hear that. What is waffling? Waffling is the British term for just chatting complete rubbish or just going on multiple tangents. It depends. I have kind of different terminologies and how I mean it. Normally, waffling is a way of saying chatting poo. If you're waffling, you're just chatting out your ass. I say ass, but I don't say the S word. I don't know. It's like chatting out of your bum, waffling, but it also could just be a case of you're just going on multiple tangents and therefore you're not getting to your point properly, so you're waffling. You're just saying just doing a lot of that. That's waffling. We have never seen them accumulate this aggressively. Yeah, also very true. Wallet 1 has stacked for a long, long time. Wallet 1 has been stacking for a long, long time. But you can see here, the first biggest accumulation was here. The first time they bought, it stacked like passively here, got more aggressive near the end of 2024. Then it plateaued a little bit, and now look at these. They're so aggressive right now, like they're preparing for something. So it is quite interesting. Do you know who sent me the address? I shall go cold there. No, that's the thing. That's the thing. I've been trying to find it. Somebody, when I made that post, somebody sent me proof that it was sent to that wallet. The Binance 06.cas was sent to that wallet. And then when I went through my Twitter feed, my replies to find it to showcase for yesterday's stream, I couldn't find it. And I don't know why. Maybe he deleted the post, I don't know. But the problem is if I go to Casper.com and look at it, and I go to trade history, I can't see the trade history for where that inscription came from. So I don't know. I am very confident it was sent to him because also, if you look at that wallet right now, I'm going to load on my other screen temporarily because I don't want to showcase something I may not be allowed to showcase. I want to make sure I don't put the wrong thing on screen. And before anyone you say anything, no, it's not going to be that. I know what you're all thinking, you dirty-minded people. There. Great. So as you go onto it right now and you copy in this wallet address, you've now got... Interesting. What happened there then? There, you got Christian Hutchinson's wallet now. So that was sent yesterday. So again, further reasons to why, again, I don't know who sent it. I don't know where the trail goes. I don't know how cold it goes, yada, yada, yada. But evidently, I mean, it's got Chris Hutchinson there. So someone sent that to him. So I think the same case for this as well. Either way, the premise of it being Wintermute, I think, is a lot more plausible, which still has connections to, it's still the liquidity provider to and market maker for Binance. So still for me, still has connections to Binance. Help me understand something. Just because Kaspa can be tracked on to an exchange, well, I assume said exchange owns a new wallet. Exchanges sell to whales and other exchanges all the time. That's a fair point. So maybe this premise therefore doesn't have a lot of credibility, but this to me has more credibility about how well, Wallet 1 has over 1.1 bill Kaspa, yet the proof of reserves on Gate only has 964 million, so it's missing a few million, 100 million Kaspa. But exchanges do send to other exchanges. That's not incorrect. But just in the nature of, for one, Wallet 1 buying from multiple exchanges, not just from Gate, and then offsetting to other, I just think it's probably a market maker as opposed to it being an entity we already know, being Gate or another exchange that already lists Kaspa. But that's just my personal opinion. But you're not wrong, Mr. Mars, in that premise either. Just for the record, I was double voting all month. Well, big stuff, Don. I mean, that's great to hear, of course. Again, however we have voted for Michael Sutton is what it is. I don't think this whole thing is actually that serious, so I'm not that bothered by it. But it had been evidently some form of underhanded stuff here, which does probably penalise the terms and conditions, if you will. I don't know, but again, it's I don't think it's that serious. Somplinsky, I think, still wins. That's fantastic. Sutton, I think, still gets third, so that's still good to hear. Sure. Okay. No, he's quiet right now. He's tucked in the little corner. You see, right back. Wait. I can't do this from there. God, I can't do it. Mirror image. Right back there. Yeah, he's hiding behind that. You just can't see him. I mean, Wallet 2, yeah, it is. I mean, Mexi. I mean, don't get me wrong. I think Mexi also plays a part in the capitulating price of Casper, but I don't think it's the only. I think Binance Futures has been the biggest reason for Casper dumping. Honestly. Sure. Okay. Gangster, if both Sutton and Somplinsky win, 100%. It would be insane. It would be insane. There's more questions real quickly. You look like you shoot hoops. I do play a bit of basketball. I started playing like in my what we call sixth form, which would be when I was I first picked up a basketball when I was 16, like playing it, and even then it was like just playing around with mates who did play it properly. I'm not sure what you guys call that. Would that still be high school for you guys, American, or would that go into college, or university? Then I'm not sure. I know things are done differently in the UK and US. I'm better at football. I play a lot of football. I play for Sunday League team. That's what the jacket was hanging out down there. The jacket down there, the Sunday League jacket for my team. I can play sports all round. You know, swimming, table tennis, badminton, football. I played futsal at uni, which is Latinos, and Latinos will know what futsal is. If you don't know about it in other regions, futsal, I very much enjoyed futsal. Or at least that's how I think you pronounce it. Futsal. Sorry if I butchered that and that triggers you. Again, Mr. Miles, I'm not saying I'm not going to do it. It's just list of priorities down. I promise you, as I kept my promise with doing the live streams and Facecam, I will set one up. Just not a priority right now. And when I do set it up, I will go to my community and say, how do you set it up? Because I know you all got my back. So it's all good. That is something I'm also will do, I'm sure. I'll get when I, get that time and that, money and all that stuff, I'll put neon frame of Casper on the wall there and whatnot. Yeah, also very true. And I mean, at least in my community, other communities I'm not so sure about, but in my community, you wouldn't have been kicked out for just being bearish about Casper or anything like that. If you had been insulting or too dismissive, it sounds a bit. What I mean, that if you're giving bear predictions, fine, that's perfectly fine. You're entitled to your belief. But if it gets a bit heated, or at the same time, if you are completely downplaying anybody else's beliefs because it doesn't align with yours and you're not being a bit open-minded, that might get you in hot water. Not in my community. I mean, my community, we've already had, I think, apart from scammers coming in, I think we've already had 2 bans in my community, at least 2 that I can think of. And I mean, yeah, it's because they got very disrespectful. That's literally the reason, because and even then, those who have been a part of the community, from the OGs who've been there, know that I was being quite lenient. I give a lot of freedom to you say and do what you want. But if it gets disrespectful and you start, playing on people's emotions, and it's not nice. It's not nice at all. Virtual posts have been great, yet also I think virtual posts is quite a good shout in regards to the AI sector, which I will be talking about. That's going to be one of the picks I mentioned to my VIPs, and probably exactly, yeah, all altcoins, yeah. I mean, there have been some unique outliers, but all altcoins perform poorly. It's not just Casper. I'm European, 98% European, 1% Black, 1% Native American. Am I triracial? Sure, okay, whatever. I can barely see the keyboard, lol. I'm trying to understand what that means by that. I'm guessing you're saying, because it's not my keyboard, because you never see my keyboard on this. I'm guessing you're saying you aren't very athletic, which is fair enough. Jay, have you been recognized on the street? No, because for one, Casper's not that big. And for 2, I only started Facecam yesterday. And I haven't actually left my house. I mean, just today has not been a day I had to go into London at all. I had to go into London on Saturday. So I might get recognized then, who knows? I doubt it though. I mean, I will be attending some events in the future, like the one in London, Tokenize, on the, I think it's 2nd, 3rd or 4th of December. I got the dates down. So I'll be attending that, where I know Polinsky, the KEF, and I think Wolfie and many more are going to be attending as well. So I'll be seeing people there for the first time. That'll be exciting. I look forward to talking and connecting with people for the first time in real life, just having a laugh. Maybe one day you'll see me get to a stage where I can interview people. Maybe I might be able to interview some people in the future on this channel, or even connect more to the Blockchain Banter crew, because I love what they do as well. Or Wolfie. In fact, I would love to connect more with Wolfie. I'm being more active in their community as well, just connecting more and trying to talk more. May the face reveal bring some bum for Casper. Yeah, honestly, it's been a rug pull from my face so far. It's been a joke in my community as well. Greg and Tony have been pushing that narrative, and I love and hate them for it. He had it all on Kraken when the crypto crash happened and he got liquidated. Are you gonna wear a red coat for Halloween stream? I said if I'd done face cam like a few weeks back or even a month or two back, I might have been convinced. But as it's Halloween's like tomorrow, no. I'm gonna be going dressing up for Halloween on the 1st. I'm doing a start in November 1st. Kind of defeats the purpose, I know, but whatever. But no, I'll do it when I'm still doing this next year. I might be convinced to doing a red coat full British style, unless there's another thing that takes over, like, can you get a baked beans costume or whatever you Americans want me to do. As long as I agree with it. The Trump done is no, but I mean, it's not Trump's fault either way. Nothing but a red coat. Yeah, that is not happening. Didn't read the full terms and conditions there. Not happening at all. Is your last name really Crypto? No, my channel name's Quick Crypto, because the original premise was meant to be me making crypto content in a short, quick fashion, and I thought, actually, no, let's not do that. But it's catchy. I'm not going to change it for Quick Crypto. But again, it's Crypto, not just Casper, not Quick Casper. It's just an alias, because I didn't originally know if I was going to do face cam, and then I did. Then I made a community, and I was like, I can't be called Quick Crypto in a community, you know. Although I said, I think people still call him CG. I don't know what his real name actually is, but I figured J's more personal. I probably will end up doing some form of rebranding. I don't know if I'll remove the Quick Crypto from my YouTube, because that is kind of the name. But at least on my Twitter, I might rebrand from. You've seen already. I started to put that there. I might rebrand and put some from a different profile picture there and change that to just J Oh, there you go. Right. Cool. Sick. Thank you very much. I appreciate the $2 donation, Kryptoni. If you could have heard me, you would have heard me say, Mr. Moss is spamming me on Discord. Thank you very much. I apologize. I'm still a noob. Very much a noob. Where was I in questions? Oh, gosh. Yeah, amateur hour here. I've got a bed behind me. Crazy. Grandma in previous post due to lack of light in my room. Right, it's all good, man. It's all good. But I mean, either way, like I know you said you live in Spain, I think you said. And the fact of the matter is, I imagine if you live in Spain, you're probably also Spanish or you speak Spanish. So the fact that you know more than one language, never going to put anybody down for that. I am envious of those who can speak more than one language. I plan to myself one day, but it's not something I've got to. So yeah, I mean, honestly, it's fine, brother. Either way, I don't think the UK will survive to the next Halloween. Yeah, I mean, maybe I won't be in the UK by next Halloween either. Who knows? You should carry around a sign about how pro you are about digital ID. No, never happening. Good evening, Casper Fogg. You're doing very, very well. It's been a minute, and yes, mad to see my face for the first time. Hopefully, see it more now. This is me looking a bit smarter with a quarter zip on now as opposed to the Wolfie tee yesterday. Although it's quite hot. But the stream should not be too much longer. I've been asking questions for the last half an hour, honestly. Got through most of the content, but got a bit more to do as well. How would that go over in your area? I don't think more central London maybe be a problem, but this area, I don't think anyone, I don't know. My area is a bit rural, if that's the right word. Welcome back, Vox. You're doing very, very well. Just joining, my mind was blown. Yeah, I know, it's me, right? Is it me or Diego? Yeah, I know. Apologize. Thank you very much, family. My sound got rugged. Yep. Don't know what happened either. I appreciate it all though. Kryptoni clutch. Yeah, I mean, again, I apologize if you could hear me. You could have heard me speak. You would have seen Mr. Miles spam my Discord saying no sound. So yeah, I've rugged Kryptoni there. Apparently, I appreciate it very, very much though. His voice replaced by his face. I mean, yeah, at least he's still got a face now. Imagine if I didn't have a face. That'd be terrible. That way you saw quicker that my mouth was moving and no voice was coming out. So welcome back, Crypto Money. You're doing very, very well. Can you sing for us? No. maybe another time. But also, knowing YouTube, I'll get copyright strike for singing. So I'm gonna not do that. Maybe on a Twitter AMA one day if I do that. I didn't hear what you said about your room and the penthouse you will buy. I said this is my guest room. It's actually my guest room. My room's next door. Welcome back, Stack. How you doing? Very, very well, my man. Could be his internet. Oh, apparently my PC's crashed now. Is anyone else having that issue? Or is it just me? Because everything looks good on my side. Yeah. Okay, well, I think it's still good on my side. So, yeah, you're right, Kryptoni. I mean, you were not incorrect in doing so. And I do have my Discord. I mean, you can't see it because I've hidden it, but I do have my Discord note. I can see I've got 3 messages on Discord right now. They're all from actually Wolfie's thing. I can see them. I don't get the pings, but I see notifications up. But I normally ignore them. But as I was getting them spamming quickly, I was like, okay, maybe something serious happening. So I checked. But yeah, it's all good. Okay, sweet. And no, Wing Hog, let's chill. No. All right, let me move on to the last bit of the content now before we get into all this stuff. So the last bit of content, I'm sorry, it's not Casper. I've got all the Casper content. If you want to see more, I'll make a video about it tomorrow. And you can see it all, watch it on playback. But it's about Ecb'S, big announcements. Yeah. But yeah, Ecb'S, basically Walmart's OnePay is partnering with Zero Hash, which is quite a big deal. Zero Hash also has partnerships to Morgan Stanley as well, and Ecb'S has also partnered with Zero Hash, so it's a connection there between Walmart, Morgan Stanley, and Ecb'S, which is quite a big deal. I made a video of that on my channel, so you can go check that out. Uploaded it quite recently. I know, Kryptoni, I know. Bear with me, it'll be done shortly. And then as a final major post as well, in Ecb'S' more recent AMA on Twitter, they confirmed that they're going to be integrating Zelle, I believe it's how it's pronounced, which is quite a big deal because the Zelle stablecoin is apparently owned by it's operated by another company, which is owned by the major banks, JP Morgan, Bank of America, Wells Fargo, PNC, Capital One, Truist, US banks, and works with another 2,500 banks, credit unions, helping them to offer P2P payments via their app. So Rebecca trying to release a super app that's going to apparently integrate the stablecoin, which, if that is the case, that is pretty big news. Pretty big news indeed. So again, I think Rebecca is an asset that I'm holding it. Been holding it since 0.0038, so I'm down on it right now actually, but still believe it's going to do very well in this fourth quarter based on my sources and what I believe in. Kaspa's no different in that regard either. Hopefully before the day ends, you see Kaspa make a recovery, and best case it regains this 5.5 cents, be best case honestly, but we'll have to wait and see. But the market's going through a capitulation off the back of the FUD from Jerome Powell and that stuff. You know, it'll go in due time. Casper Fogg with the €5 donation. Thank you very much, brother. Honestly, I'm off for tonight. Got an exam tomorrow. Coffee is on me for tomorrow. Best of luck and nice seeing your face. I appreciate you very much, Casper Fogg. Thank you much for being here. And yeah, good luck on your exam tomorrow. Hopefully you smash it, brother. So yeah, keep going. And yeah, good night to you, my man. Hopefully see you soon. But that being said, family, actually, ending on quite a nice positive note. That does now conclude all the announcements for today's stream. We go through all the Casper updates, what's happening, this big alpha documentation, all the macro stuff. Again, it's just a case of not being emotional, think logically, and keep learning more, family. Again, if you want to learn more stuff, check out the free community in Discord. Also, the VIP, a lot more alpha documentation in there, and a lot more insights, making trades and whatnot. Got a lot to talk about in there as well. But again, thank you for being here once more. If you enjoyed the stream, leave a like. Share with your friends, subscribe for more. Check out all the socials and links down below. That being said, family, have a great day, good evening, and good night.